control schemes, you know, and I'm a proponent of the idea of as long as you're using an analog stick, I think the controller's legit. I mean, but at the same time, these keyboard players are really skilled, and it's not easy to be good on keyboard. Yeah. But it does make the game feel a bit different to play on keyboard.
It gives you a slight advantage in terms of DI.
In terms of DI, and certain techniques such as pivot up tilt.
I don't believe that. That's like saying an arcade stick gives you advantage over a pad. There is no advantage except personal preference.
I don't think that's true for this game. I think, well, I understand what you're saying. I just think that there are certain things that are easier to do on control stick, such as
easier for you.
No, I just think it's easier to learn certain maneuvers on a control stick and easier to learn certain maneuvers on a keyboard. Well, not saying DI is definitely better on keyboard. I just think that like a pivot, I mean, I don't think you can argue that a pivot up tilt isn't easier on keyboard.
There's positives and negatives to both.
Yeah, exactly. There are positives and negatives to both. And
but you got to draw the line somewhere. You can't use controllers that have macros, for example. That gives you a clear advantage. But it's hard to argue that the keyboard gives an advantage with that much conviction. Yes.
Boom, taking that first stock in a pretty fashion against Starking. This is a big match
Starking, another really good Yoshi that I haven't seen much of yet, but I've heard really good things, so this should be a very
Starking's a keyboard player as well. A really good player online, and he can play any character. Very fast. I was watching him play keyboard, and there's no way someone can argue it doesn't take skill to be good on keyboard in this game.
No doubt.
The way his fingers were moving.
I actually really like playing with an Xbox controller, so maybe that's an option for me in the future.
Exactly, and that's what I meant, like, you know, just different control schemes. I used to like playing with an Xbox controller. It's kind of why I use a Hori pad.
Each to their own.
But
you have to draw the line somewhere.
Exactly. Oh wow.
Yeah. Boom.
That's that weak neutral air. I've never seen anyone use that the way Boom uses that.
I can use it very rarely on a training mode dummy, at best.
I've never really known about it. It's so pretty. He does a pivot, and then he does a weak neutral air, and then he can follow it up with what looks like either a back air or a reverse up air, right? You can. Boom's really good with that forward tilt.
He uses it. He uses that weak nair, sort of like you'd use a forward air with Falcon. So you can link it into a lot of moves.
Wow, Boom just dominating that game relentlessly.
Didn't even give Starking a chance. And Starking, don't get me wrong, is a great player, but that just made him look like an amateur.
Yeah, and that's, you know, this game you can see Starking would 5-stock a very good player. You know, and Boom's 4-stocking him.
Exactly.
Starking could still potentially be the other player who gets out of this pool. He has enough skill. But it just goes to show you how good Boom is. I think
that would be a big ask.
I think Boom might be you know, top 3 in the world in this game.
If we exclude the Japanese players.
I mean, even including the Japanese players. I think that's true. You know, Isaiah, Josuke, and then maybe Boom.
Definitely top 5, arguably top 3, I'd say. Whoa.
You know, people argue Gerson, but I don't think he has many other characters other than Pikachu.
I
think a 12-character battle is real.
And not just Pikachu, I'd say once Hyrule's banned, he would lose a lot of his talent. Because most of what he does is
on Hyrule.
Just camps in the tent and gets those huge combos.
Oh wow, that was such discipline from Boom. To take that situation and turn it to his advantage.
I have no idea how he did that.
Just fast falls and up air in the limited space he has to get it. That's going to be a stop.
By Starking, using that down B to edge hog. I should also mention that the use of new controllers is good because it brings lots of new players into the scene. So people, for example, Starking, he didn't attend previous Apexes. I can't say convincingly, I can't say with conviction why, but I believe it was because he didn't have the option to play on
his strongest control scheme.
So he thought there was no point because he would get much enjoyment out of losing on a controller repeatedly. So, so I believe that he might have come to this Apex for that sole reason that he could use a different device.
Oh, wow.
That was insane.
Boom DIs onto the stage through that down air.
That was absolutely unheard of.
Boom has one of the best console, he's one of the best controller DIers.
Yeah. Other
almost a
good
shield break
DIers
opportunity.
include Cobra. He has some fantastic
Cobra
DIs.
does have fantastic DI.
Yeah. And Isaiah obviously is worth a mention.
Yep. I've seen Isaiah DI with Falcon through Jigglypuff's down air right onto the stage.
That is ridiculous. I see him DI out of a lot of Fox up airs as well.
Fox up airs, really?
Yeah, so the first hit he DIs out of, and then the second hit doesn't connect.
Wow.
Yeah, so they can't continue a basic Fox combo. Which I would have thought impossible until I saw it with my own eyes.
Boom doing a good job forcing the tech chase.
Yeah, Boom just too efficient, too
So
quick.
good.
Great use of that map. Great